finish line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up. Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the finish line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
You are looking live at one of North Carolina's most historic and cool racetracks, the North Wilkesboro Speedway. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the live broadcast of the GetInTheStands.com 125, race number 5 of the SWN Truck Series, being brought to you on the VBR Racing Network by WNEG, code VPR24, 10% off at checkout. My name is Tom Baker, and this is going to be fun. We have just 3 of our Truck Series racers on hand tonight, but they happen to be 3 of the top 4 in the point standings and 3 that have factored into a majority of the races so far this season. We have Dalton Kilroe, Daytona Dalton out of Daytona Beach, Florida. He won at Daytona in our opening event and then won again the second race at Las Vegas. And then we also have Grayson Greaves in the 05. Grayson, our points leader right now, 136 to Bryce Hobbs, 127, and Bryce in the 88. The big dog is our third of our 3 racers, and don't be put off by the fact that we've only got 3. They are going to put on a show. These are all accomplished racers, and for Grayson and Bryce, both sim and seat racers. So this is going to be fun. Countdown to green is happening, and of course, this is qualifying 19:04 for Dalton Kilroe. I think Dalton has pretty much taken every pole position so far this year. Okay. We will join now our pre-race ceremonies as we round out qualifying and get set to start tonight's 125-lap feature event.
Heavenly Father, we thank you tonight for all your blessings. You said in all things give thanks. So we want to thank you tonight for these mighty machines that you brought before us. Thank you for the Dodges and the Toyotas. Thank you for the Fords. And most of all, we thank you for Roush and Yates partnering to give us the power that we see before us tonight. Thank you for GM Performance Technology and the R07 engines. Thank you for Sunoco Racing Fuel and Goodyear tires that bring performance and power to the track. Lord, I want to thank you for my smoking hot wife tonight, Lisa. My 2 children, Eli and Emma, or as we like to call them, the little E's. Lord, I pray you bless the drivers and use them tonight. May they put on a performance worthy of this great track. In Jesus' name, boogity, 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 amen.
Our starting lineup for tonight's 125 lap main event. Starting on the pole out of Daytona Beach, Florida, the driver of the number 41 Daytona, Dalton Kilroe. Kilroe in the 41, starting on the outside of the front row. A racer at the New Smyrna Speedway in the Pro Truck division, where he is the defending Rookie of the Year. He's already got a race win this year, and he's chasing a championship. It is the driver of the 05, Grayson Greaves. Greaves in the 05, and starting inside of row number 2, the number 88 out of Michigan, the big dog, Bryce Hobbs. Hobbs in the 88. 3 trucks, 125 laps is the distance. Now, this is a strategic race. They are allowed no more than 4 sets of tires total for this one. So they've got 3 over in the pit area, just waiting for whenever they want to use them. You can have 4 sets of tires max here and 70% fuel. And so we're going to see some different strategies. I'm sure we've got just 3 trucks. It's 125 laps. This is a 5/8 mile oval. And for those of you who may not be familiar with North Wilkesboro, it is a historic track. And we are underway. The green flag is out. The GetInTheStands.com 125 has begun. Kilroe on the inside, Greaves on the outside. Look at that beautiful paint job on the Greaves truck. The 88, Bryce Hobbs running in third. Hobbs, a stalwart go-kart racer, and right now all he is doing is sim racing, and he is good at it. He has just had some terrible luck in our first few races this year that has kept him from being even closer in the points. Still in second, though, just 9 back of Grayson Greaves. Kilroe's third with 119, but we do have a drop at the end of the year. The Tibbetts Lumber 05 of Grayson Greaves right now out front. I mentioned that Grayson is a pro truck racer at the New Smyrna Speedway. He's just 17 years old. He's a high school senior. His older sister just got into racing. She is actually competing in, of all things, she's not running with Cletus, but she is still running in a front-wheel drive car. And Grayson's been having a good time with that, trying to teach her how to be a driver. But up front, it is Greaves, Kilroe in second, Hobbs back there third. Kilroe in the number 41. We had a long talk with him after his big win at Daytona. You can find that interview on our SWM Media YouTube at SWM Media. And we've also got interviews with our other 2 winners, Jourdain White and Zach Mertens, up there as well. Neither of the 2 of them are here. 7 laps down out of 125. Now this, again, a bit of an interesting scenario, because the way that the strategies work out here, it really depends on how conservative that you want to be. Obviously, we shouldn't have many cautions here, if any. And so, with no yellows here, you're probably looking at a couple of longer runs here on fuel. But the tire stops are going to be very interesting. Greaves out front, Kilroe running second, Hobbs in third. North Wilkesboro is a 5/8 mile track. Started as a dirt track, was actually paved in 1957. This track predates NASCAR itself. Yes, this track predates NASCAR itself. And honestly, iRacing really factors in here, because It was iRacing that helped bring North Wilkesboro back to life before NASCAR ever came back in the real world. So it is really going to be it's special for us to come and race here. We're looking at maybe bringing the series back here again before the year is over. But right now, Grayson Greaves having a good time out front. Kilrow to the inside. Kilrow making the pass. Kilrow in the F Cancer, number 41. And there are some reasons why that sponsor is on the side of his car. We won't tell tales out of school, but it's very important to Dalton to make that statement for very, very good reasons. Greaves on the outside. Hobbs has dropped back a little, couple seconds off the pace. Bryce in the number 88. Bryce mid-20s. Greaves just 18, and Dalton Kilrow is the father figure of the power trio here. He's about 35, I think. So a bit of an age gap here between these three racers, but they've all raced in all of our events this year. We've had some turnover just because we had a couple of races. We got one from the UK, Finn Robinson, who started with us, the British Bulldog. Finn is a strong racer over in the UK on ovals. Runs a UK modified over there, and Finn has ambitions of coming here and being the first full-time Brit to compete in the NASCAR National Series. But he got a job promotion and had to bow out for a little while. He'll be back hopefully for our race in September. And also Dawson Guzik, one of our earlier members as well, and a top iRacer. Dawson coming out of retirement this year, or semi-retirement, and he also had a job promotion, and Tuesday nights are among his busiest nights. So hopefully we'll see Dawson at least a couple of times before the end of the year. But we had a few racers that when we moved from our original Friday night slot to Tuesday nights, just couldn't carry over with us. So we are just 3 cars in here for tonight, but hopefully we'll have a half dozen or so more by the time we come back in mid-September to the Old Atlanta Motor Speedway. And we've got a caution. Oh, Bryce Hobbs in trouble. Now, again, with 3 cars, you wouldn't think we'd have a lot of cautions here, but Bryce just brought one out. And every caution affects the strategy here. I think we've got a replay. We'll go to the VBR replay. See what happened here to the big dog, Bryce Hobbs. Hobbs in the 88. Keep your eye on that 88 truck, and maybe just a little bit hot there. Gets up out of the groove. Not a lot of rubber up there. Oh, a long slide for Bryce Hobbs. That's he's spent most of his racing career on dirt. Oh, he did catch the wall there. Okay, thought maybe he saved it and just a conservative caution, but he actually did catch the wall there in the 88. So Hobbs not afraid of being loose. He's driven a go-kart loose multiple times. Yeah, just a long slide. Actually, lucky that wasn't worse for Bryce Hobbs, but Bryce was able to keep it going. PBR instant replay. Good job by our crew. And 22 laps into this one. Kilrow out front now by 4 seconds, or was before the caution came out. But now that's going to all change because we're going to line him back up and restart him. Again, it will be interesting to see what kind of fuel mileage these drivers get here. I think that somewhere in the neighborhood of about lap 50 or so.
Green, green, green.
I think we're at about 70, somewhere around lap 75, 77, somewhere in there is where the fuel stop would become necessary. But of course, how these three guys decide to use their tires is a different story. So that could necessitate multiple pit stops for them if that's what they want to do. Grayson Greaves out front. Kilrow to the inside, Greaves on the outside. They do battle side by side. Hobbs looking at it from just a couple of truck lengths behind. Side by side, these two go, and 26 laps in, it is still Greaves out front. Kilrow running in second. These two have done battle pretty much the entire season, no matter where we were, what track we were racing. You had Grayson Greaves and Dalton Kilrow somewhere in the top 2 or 3. And Kilrow, of course, has 2 wins already on the season. He missed one event. So this is what's going to be interesting, because when we do our drop, he is going to be dropping a did not start. So basically, he's going to be dropping an event where he got show-up points, and Greaves and Hobbs, if they are able to make the rest of our schedule, they will be dropping an event that they'll drop their worst finish. So we'll see how it comes out at the end. But Kilrow looking very good here. Greaves out front right now, though. 29 laps down. Grayson had a race scheduled for this past weekend at New Smyrna. It got rained out. He is a very competitive young racer and very articulate as well. He's really improved in both the Pro Truck and the Sim Truck since the season started. Kilrow, a veteran, many, many wins and championships on the Sim in various leagues. Hobbs in the 88 just loves to race, no matter whether it's sim or seat. Doesn't matter. Kilrow to the inside. He'll take the lead back from the Tibbetts Lumber sponsored 05 of Greaves. So it's Kilrow out front with 32 laps complete. This track is an interesting track, the way that the turns are sort of different. You can attack turn 1 a lot more than you can turn 3. You're basically coming downhill toward turn 1 and then climbing the backstretch into turn 3. And, those elevation changes definitely can throw you off if your truck's not set up right. Kilrow working well right now in the number 41. He's out front, 34 laps complete. Greaves and Hobbs second and third. We started this league this year with the idea that we would run a dozen or so races. We're going to hopefully have a charity race a little bit later in the season. The idea is that each winner gets a trophy, and also we, of course, at SWM Media have a weekly TV show that I co-host with our editor, Jacob Seelman, the Tom Baker Show. It airs Monday nights at 8 p.m. on PowerTube TV's podcast channel. We get about 4 million views a year on that, and we're basically on the same pace with our SWN Facebook. And we do post-race media just like we would for a real event, and we'll do pre-race media to promote the September race at Old Atlanta, and settling in to do some media on each of the drivers as well as we get through the summer and fall. So the idea of this league is that you can come in and be able to get some real publicity, trying to just sort of step the iRacing presentation up a notch. Looking at a short track racing league as well to start in a couple of months in October with asphalt modified cars at the Oswego Speedway. And that would be a recurring series at Oswego. The idea of running fall and winter in that league, some of the Oswego Speedway regulars hopefully will be taking part in that. The drivers that race there on Saturday nights in the super modifieds, fastest short track cars on the planet. So we're working on getting that started as well. And this league obviously will continue into December. We've still got 8 races left, 7 after today. Old Atlanta on the 15th of September, Richmond International Raceway on the 29th, Chicagoland on October 13th, Michigan on the 27th of October, Phoenix Raceway on the 10th of November, Daytona International Speedway on the 1st of December, and Miami Homestead to finish it off on the 8th for the Truck Series. 43 laps in the books, and we'll see how this plays out with only 3 trucks, how the tire strategy works. Kilrow out front by about a second and a half over Grayson Greaves. Brian Hobbs back there in third. When we put out the schedule for this series, I was really excited to be able to put Wilkesboro on it. And everybody was enthused about the opportunity to come and run here. Of course, everyone knows the story of the revival. And again, iRacing playing such a big part, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. in specific. I was there on the night that the Cars Tour actually brought the track back just a couple short years ago, and I can tell you that night was absolutely electric. It was a packed house, and they hung on every word that Dale Earnhardt Jr. said, and Dale had a good run in the late model, finished third that night. His teammate for the evening, Carson Quapple, ended up winning, so Junior Motorsports a first and a third on Racetrack Revival night. That was, I don't think I'll ever forget that night as long as I live. Kilrow increasing his advantage now. Gotta wonder about the strategies here. Greaves back there in second and Hobbs in third. See what kind of creative strategy these trucks have for this one. No rule whatsoever as to having to change tires, but we'll see if anyone is inclined to want to just do a fuel stop only. Ooh, boy. Kilrow, a little sideways out of the corner there. In that number, oh no, that was Hobbs, sorry, in the 88. Kilrow out front in the 41. Greaves in second, Hobbs running in third. Bryce looked like he was in his go-kart indoors at Batesville in the National Indoor Kart Championship on that lap. Just to close the loop on the iRacing story here, for those of you who don't know, it was Dale Jr. who actually organized the effort to clean up North Wilkesboro for iRacing to laser scan it. That was all the way back in 2019. And Marcus Smith, who is the CEO of SMI, who owns this facility now, the track crews, and NASCAR drivers Chris Buescher, Myatt Snyder, his dad Marty, and many others were involved in that effort to clean up the track. And iRacing used that data to reconstruct North Wilkesboro as it looked in 1987. And then it showed up on iRacing in 2020 before the track actually came back as a real racetrack with that Cars Tour event that I mentioned. So the current facility has a bit of a modern take on what some of the features of the old North Wilkesboro, if you will, and the scoring pylon that was so famous at North Wilkesboro, still there. But some of the buildings have been taken down and just some changes made to the grounds themselves just to bring it up to modern use. But it is still very much of a period when NASCAR racing was at its absolute strongest back in the 90s. Of course, North Wilkesboro came back to the NASCAR Cup Series schedule this year as a points race. Joey Logano dominating the event. Turned his season around at North Wilkesboro. 6 cars on the lead lap at the end because of an ill-timed caution that trapped a lot of drivers in the pits. And kind of changed the whole complexion of that race, but I thought it was a great race. Now for 2027, the All-Star race will be run at Wilkesboro. Kilrow out front by 4.5, almost 5 seconds now. Greaves running in second, Hobbs in third, 63 laps down. Be interesting to see when we start seeing pit stops here. If they're not going to use multiple tire stops, then I would say we got about another 13 to 15, 16 laps before they will have to pit for fuel. 65 laps in the books. I think somewhere around between 75 and 80 or so is when we'll start seeing stops. Dalton, well on his way here, but again, a lot can happen. Greaves in second, Hobbs in third. Coming up in September is an amazing event that Michael Bollinger and the folks from VBR put on. Michael, of course, a 2-time childhood cancer survivor. This the Battle for Reese on September 18th at 7:30, A Race for Life. And it should be a lot of fun. Yeah, 3 stage breaks, all kinds of prizes, 167 laps. It should be a great time. Lots of cars and stars going to be on hand for that. Again, it's September 18th, right here on VBR. Racing Signature Esports is broadcasting, I'm told. And this is just a great cause, and I hope that everyone will take part in it. Should be a lot of fun. That is a Friday night, by the way, September the 18th. 71 laps down, and I'd say the pit window is pretty much open at this point. Kilroe, Greaves, and Hobbs still the order. Kilroe actually starting to close in on the 88 of Bryce Hobbs. Not sure if something is amiss on the Hobbs truck, but Bryce definitely off on his speed tonight. The good news is, with only 3 trucks, he's not going to lose a lot of ground in the point standings. But he's 8 points up on Dalton Kilroe right now, so he won't lose second. $40 points for first place, 35 for second, 34 for third, and it just goes down by 1 point all the way through the end of the field. You do get a point for being the fast qualifier, so Kilroe already has a point. If he holds on to win, that would, and we'll see who the fastest lap is. So you get a point for that as well. So the max he could get is 42 out of the day. Hobbs in third is going to get at least 34. So at worst, it would be a tie. For second place, Grayson Greaves will hang on to the lead in the points. He is, I think, well, not lap 77 in the books. Greaves is 9 points up on Bryce Hobbs, and he's 17 up on Kilroe. So I think he'll still come out of this in the lead as long as he hangs on to second. 78 laps in, and Kilroe has put a lap, I believe, on Bryce Hobbs. Surprising that we haven't seen any pit stops yet. No, Kilroe closing in on Hobbs. Hasn't gotten there yet. But he is right there with him. Hobbs definitely not having a good night. It'll be interesting to talk to him afterward and see what was going on with that 88 truck. Now Kilroe to the inside, and Hobbs going to fight to keep on the lead lap. 80 laps in the books. I really thought we would see all of these guys in the pits by now. But they're going to basically run it dry, apparently. Grayson Greaves, 8 seconds back in second place. And you saw, you're looking at out the back of the Bryce Hobbs 88. And there's Kilroe on the inside, Bryce racing him on the outside. Big dog. Tough as nails in a go-kart. And he is plenty capable on the sim. He was having a great run. I think it was at Charlotte. He was actually running second or third for a little while. And I think somebody got into him and he got into the fence and changed that whole race for him. And I think at Nashville, in our last race, had some issues with his internet. It ended up about 10 laps down before he was able to get back connected. So up front, it is Kilrow. 84 laps down, Greaves in second, Hobbs in third. Kind of appropriate that we reset the SWN Truck Series more or less, first time on a Tuesday, and we're at a track that has just been brought back as well within the last couple of years. Didn't plan it that way, but it worked out. And we're excited about the future here. Kilrow is excited about this race, 86 laps in, and he's all by himself. Greaves running in second, Hobbs in third, and we will be back with more coverage from North Wilkesboro right after this.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back to North Wilkesboro, live coverage of the SWN Truck Series. GetInTheStands.com 125. That is race number 5 on our schedule. If you're wondering what is GetInTheStands.com, well, for those of you who might be as old as me, old enough to remember the National Speedway Directory that we all used to buy every year to have access and knowledge of all of the racetracks across the country, GetInTheStands.com is the digital version of that. If you are traveling and you want to know what racetracks are in the area that you're traveling to or that you're currently in, you just dial up GetInTheStands.com and it will give you every racetrack that exists in the area. It is great for those who might be on vacation and just want to catch a race. It is a great resource. It gets millions and millions of views every year. It's great for fans and great for racers alike. If you're just looking for a different place to go race, you can find it there as well. And of course, all of the tracks that are on there. If a racetrack is on there and the track hasn't claimed it, they can go claim their page and actually keep fans up to date weekly or monthly on their schedules and what goes on with their tracks. It's a great resource. And Scott Kozak, the founder of that, is in the midst of doing a 20-day series about short tracks and in covering basically coast to coast, and a lot of great stories on the GetInTheStands.com website and on their Facebook. So make sure you check it out. GetInTheStands.com is a valuable track directory resource, almost like a Google Maps for racetracks is what it is. So go check it out, GetInTheStands.com. Dalton Kilrow, 95 laps in, and I don't think we've seen a pit stop. Oh, okay. They made their stops under caution. I didn't realize that they all did that. Okay, so we did have a set of pit stops. We actually then should be good to go, I believe, on fuel. Dalton Kilrow right now with a 13-second lead over Grayson Greaves. Dalton's not into sharing. He's not interested in putting on a show for TV. He just wants to get out and get gone. Okay, so the pit stop strategy, we're all basically on the same strategy in terms of having pitted under caution, and I think that they're all going to be good pretty much the rest of the way here. We'll see. I mean, at this point, it's hard for Grayson Greaves or Bryce Hobbs to envision trying anything too tricky, because at that point, there's no advantage if Kilroe's going to run it out. They almost have to do the same. Daytona Dalton Kilroe. $25 laps to go. The W Energy, 25 to go. For Dalton Kilroe, Grayson Greaves running second, Bryce Hobbs in third. Our next race, scheduled for the 15th of September, the old Atlanta Motor Speedway. We do expect some of our regulars to be back for that, so we'll have an increased car count for that. And if you're out there watching and you're a racer and you're wondering, what do I have to do to race in the league? Well, feel free to join us. iRacing, C rating or better, basically, is what we're looking for. And we built this league on racing professionally, so we want you to come in looking to have a good time and race cleanly. But we welcome all to this league, trying to get it more firmly established. Again, a lot of national media coverage through our SWM media channels and our TV show. Every winner gets on TV. Had Dalton after his first one at Daytona. Grayson Greaves, one of our SWN family of drivers, actually. The Grayson's been on TV already this year, and getting ready to put him on again for his accomplishments to date at New Smyrna Speedway. We'll talk to all three of them hopefully after this race is over, so stick around for the W Energy post-race show here on the Racing Network. Kilroe, Greaves, and Hobbs. Other than the early Bryce bout with the wall, this has been caution-free and virtually just a walk in the park for Kilroe. With the interval back to second, you'd think it was a road course race. Grayson Greaves not able to run with the 41. Hobbs in third. This is a 5/8 mile track, and I think a lot of people want to tab it as a half mile. It's actually a 5/8. And wow, 05 of Greaves in trouble right in front of the leader, Dalton Kilroe, and we might see Kilroe actually sneak up and lap him there with 15 to go. Boy, oh boy, Greaves really having issues with that 05. That truck going away. Hobbs' truck, I think, went away after his initial brush with the wall, and Greaves looks like he's had a similar fate here. What a gorgeous looking truck, the 05 of Grayson Greaves. he's had a different design almost every race. And boy, that truck right now looks like it's not turning in a 50-acre field. Kilrow coming up. And I think Dalton's trying to be a little careful here. He's got 13 laps left to run. And I think he's trying to sort of measure how Grayson is having to race this track at this point and just trying to find a way past him. He surely doesn't need to pass him. That's the second place truck. But now he comes to the inside. Looks like he should be good. Greaves trying to stay out of his way. And Kilrow, oh boy, that's exactly what Dalton Kilrow didn't want. And Greaves, oh, wow, what a save by Dalton Kilrow. And I think we're still green. And boy, the Greaves truck, that is exactly what I think Kilrow was trying to avoid and why he was being so conservative as he was passing him. Boy, that was a scary moment. But of course, when you have the lead that Kilrow has, and that's the second place truck, probably less scary than it could have been, but you don't want to put yourself behind Greaves at this point either. So Kilrow's finally made it safely by with 10 to go. And all he's got to do is run the laps out at this point because both Greaves and Hobbs a lap down. When you're establishing yourself, you have your good days and your bad days, and certainly not the ideal situation to have just three trucks, but we've got a good foundation here for the league, and we'll have some of our folks back in September for Old Atlanta. We are looking for additional racers. So again, it's $10 a race, and that goes toward the league expenses and the media coverage and the trophy and all of that. So it's $10 a race, but we do a lot of media coverage with this league, and also, of course, winner getting a trophy. And we'll have one of our races in quarter 4 will be a charity event as well. Oh, man. Grayson Greaves is all kinds of sideways. That truck is evil right now. The good news for him is, as long as he stays ahead of Bryce Hobbs, he's okay because he can't. There's no way he can win at this point. He's locked into second. And that should, he'll definitely keep his points lead. But it's going to be tight going into Old Atlanta. Even with TV issues that we have had in this league with car counts and developing consistency among the racers, to have a points battle going into the halfway point with 3 solid drivers still in the mix is pretty crazy. And it's going to get even tighter when they come out of here. 2 to go for Dalton Kilrow. He's coming up on Bryce Hobbs again. Does not obviously need to make the pass. Oh, little slideways for Dalton Kilrow. That truck a little bit loosey-goosey as we come to the white flag. 1 to go for Daytona Dalton. He's on his way. Greaves and Hobbs second and third. Chris Winstone, who came into the race in third in points, is going to drop back to fourth as Kilrow takes the checkered flag and will establish himself firmly in third. Grayson Greaves, your points leader, finishes in second, and Bryce Hobbs will be third in the 88. So Kilrow picks up the win in the gettingthestands.com 125 here at North Wilkesboro. That is win number 3 on the year for Dalton. He won at Daytona, won again at Vegas, had to miss the Charlotte race due to a graduation in the family. And we've got the VBR checkered flag moment of the race coming up. Oh boy, Dalton Kilroe, third win of the year. That we'll see. I have not seen the fastest lap stats yet, but if Dalton Kilroe got the fastest lap, that gives him 42 points for the event. Basically a clean sweep. Greaves picks up 35 for finishing in second. So that gives Kilroe 161. And Grayson got 35, 171. So 10 points up on Kilroe. Hobbs 34 for third. Wow, Greaves unofficially is 10 points up after this event, 10-point lead, and we have a tie for second place between Bryce Hobbs and Dalton Kilroe. That's crazy. Kilroe on his victory lap, a Polish victory lap for the number 41. Hopefully we'll be able to talk to all three drivers in our post-race. This one, a fairly quick one, obviously, with just 3 trucks. We have one caution flag for just a few laps. Most laps under green. That allowed Kilroe to just kind of get away. So we will start the VBR Racing post-race momentarily. We'll be back with the post-race ceremonies right after this.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back to the North Wilkesboro Speedway for the VBR Racing Post-Race Show, presented by iRacing, and we have got our winner with us, Dalton Kilroe. Daytona Dalton has now picked up his 3rd win of the season. Dalton, I know that this was a different sort of an event with only 3 trucks, but pretty much a walk in the park for you. Talk a little bit about this evening.
Yeah. Well, first off, the crew chief changed the setup without telling me, so I was completely I was completely thrown off when I got out there. And I was like, oh wait, crew chief, what'd you do there, man? But no, I've run plenty of races here, and being in a voice chat with both of them, they made it very clear that they hadn't really run here much, if at all. So it just became kind of a learning experience for them as to how far you can kind of drive it into the corner. I was just trying to keep tire temperatures as under control as possible, and that's clearly what seemed to work. and just that consistent long run speed, and just try to keep it under control.
Well, it certainly was an impressive run for you. You had a brief moment there toward the end with Grayson Greaves. That truck looked like it was falling off badly and got you a little bit sideways there, but you managed to make the save. That how did that feel from inside the truck?
Considering my rear view mirror fell off in the middle of the race and I couldn't see anything behind me, I had no idea I was about to get run into. I still don't even know what happened, whether he got into the back of me, into the side of me. All I know is that I just saw the little computer tell me I had the little contact with him, and I started going around. I was like, oh, here we go. Here's the yellow. And that just didn't happen.
That was crazy, man. It was really close. And of course, in that situation, as long as you kept it straight, you were in good shape because you had a lap on both of them. But it was definitely a good run. And for those who are checking us out for the first time, F Cancer is on the side of your truck. Please let us know why that is.
Well, I think everybody at home and everybody just knows somebody who has dealt with cancer in any way, shape, or form. It sucks. We need to find a cure for it. And I know I've personally lost enough family members to the big C word to not enjoy it. Because the first one was my grandfather on my dad's side. They found out he had it. I want to say it was like stomach. It was stomach.
Okay.
But they found it and they're like, oh, he's fine. 2 weeks later, he was gone.
Wow.
So yeah, that's not fun. But hey, I think everybody's in agreement. We need to get rid of that. We need to figure out what's causing it, the best way to treat it, and make it to where that doesn't take any more lives.
Absolutely. It hits home directly here with the VBR Racing Network. Michael Bollinger, our broadcaster tonight, producer, is a 2-time childhood cancer survivor. So we are thankful to have Mike as part of our broadcast team going forward. And I absolutely agree. Almost every family touches it in some way, shape, or form. And the sooner we get rid of it, the better. So any sponsors, anyone else you'd like to thank, Dalton?
Got to thank Team Watson Racing Setups, Orman Barbaco, all the, you obviously for putting this on for us. I know obviously the car count's still a little low, trying to work on getting that up.
Oh, yeah. We will.
I think, I know you said his name once, but I forgot his name. I got to thank you for doing the broadcast for us and stepping in so that way we can Michael. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm not very good with names.
That's
my
okay.
nickname in the Discord is half deaf because one of my ears doesn't work. So it literally went in one ear, rattled around, and bounced right back out. I thank everybody at home tuning in, and Grayson and Hobbs for coming out and at least giving me some trucks to drive around.
Yeah.
Because if this was a 125 lap practice session, I would have just turned a lap and then parked it.
Yeah,
but, that was good.
Yeah, we were hoping maybe y'all would have just put on a show for a while, but you weren't in much of a sharing mood. You just took off and left. So
I was driving Miss Daisy. It was on them for not keeping up.
Well, we'll have to get you to put on a setup clinic for our fixed setup drivers here.
Hey, we'll try. We can try. Come on.
Well, Dalton, we appreciate you hanging with us here in the SWN Truck Series. 3rd win on the year, and you are now tied for 2nd in points with Bryce Hobbs, 10 back of Grayson Greaves as we go into Old Atlanta in September. So that should be fun, and hopefully, yes, we'll have some of our racers back, and hopefully a bunch of new racers as well. So should be an interesting run on the 15th of September. But thanks for joining us on the post-race show, Dalton, and congratulations again on your win.
Thank you.
That's Dalton Kilroe, and we'll switch gears here, and we'll have Grayson Greaves here momentarily. Grayson, our 2nd place finisher. Grayson, 17 years old, also from Florida, as is Dalton Kilrow. Grayson joining us now. One of our sim to seat racers, the current defending rookie of the year at the New Smyrna Speedway in the Pro Truck or Jack's Truck division, as they call it at New Smyrna. And Grayson in the fight for the track championship this year in that class. Second place tonight, Grayson in the Tibbetts Lumber Truck. Beautiful paint scheme on that truck. Nice to see the colors there. So talk about that run. It looked like toward the end of that race, you were driving an evil piece of machinery, and just for a moment, I thought maybe you were going to spin the eventual winner there, old Daytona Dalton. Tell us about it from your point of view.
Yeah, well, for it being my first time at North Wilkesboro, it's more just a learning experience, and I tried my best, but I'm just trying to learn how to drive it into the corner and not burn up my tires. And yeah, I kind of got into Kilrow there, and I was trying to mess with him a little bit, maybe put a bumper to him, but I didn't really mean to get into him that hard. I was kind of staring at his tailgate a little bit, and it just came up a little bit too quick for me to hit the brakes. But no, I'm happy I didn't like actually wreck him, and just a little bit of fun there.
Well, yeah, you meant to rattle his cage. Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's tough. This North Wilkesboro facility. It's a 5A smile, but with the change in elevation, the two corners really different. How did that mess with your mind during the race?
Um, Honestly, I wasn't really thinking about it. I was trying to it's a very technical track, I could say, and I was just trying to look at my points of braking and acceleration, and just trying to learn. But more towards the end of the run, I just kind of got into my mind. Well, it is what it is, you know. I'm just gonna have a little bit of fun with it, and if I can make anything out of it, then I'll try.
Well, definitely enjoyed having you here. And of course, still hanging on to the points lead by 10 points, a second place tie now, though, between Bryce and Dalton, and still plenty of time left in the season. So looking ahead to Old Atlanta, how much time have you had on that track? You've got about 3 or 4 weeks to jump on it, and actually not even. You've got till the 15th of September. So basically, yeah, about 3 weeks. So some time to maybe get some practice in before the race starts. But what are you looking forward to there?
Honestly, I haven't really run the truck there, but I've run about 20 to 30 O'Reilly races. So,
Oh, wow.
I'm not too much of a rookie at that track. But I will have to practice with the truck a little bit. I know it's a pretty fun track to draft with, and if you have the right people, you can have a pretty good time. So I'm looking forward to it. I'll get a few practice sessions going up and see how it goes.
Well, congratulations on the second place finish here tonight, and walked out of here still with the points lead after 5 races with 7 more to go. And so plenty of time still to go in the season here. And before you leave, tell us what's going on with New Smyrna. I know you had a rain out the other night, so you got another race, I think, what, a couple weeks coming up. You're still in the fight for the championship in the Pro Truck division there.
Yeah, I mean, we got some stuff cooking up for this next race coming up. It should be a pretty good one. It'll be on the 12th of September. We got a pretty fast truck. We've been working out all the problems out of it, and we're actually currently, I believe, 6 points behind the leader in the championship, so runner up for it. So I'm trying my hardest for it, and hoping to get it done. So we've had some pretty good pace over the last few races, and a lot of top three finishes this season. Also picked up my first win of the season and pro truck career. So it's been a pretty good year this year, and I'm looking forward to see what happens in the future.
You've Got your sister in the Crown Vic division too now, so you get to be driver, coach, and mentor in addition to your role in the seat and on the sim. So you're a pretty busy guy this racing season.
Oh yeah. She just completed her second race, and her first race didn't really go too well, but she bounced back after having a lot longer and a lot better practice all by herself. And I'm actually proud to see her in a car, full size car. She did a couple go-kart stuff here and there, but nothing like the scale that I did. So I'm excited to see what she has with the Crown Vic. I tried it out, and it's nothing like my truck. So
No,
um, definitely
no.
big props to her for being able to drive that car because it's a handful. So um, we'll see how the next few races for her go. She's got one coming up on the 5th of September and the 19th of September up in Orlando. So we'll get her out there and see how she does.
Well, before we let you go, tell us who helps you make it happen, man. You got some great sponsors.
Oh yeah, definitely, for sure. My dad, for the trucks, he and I work on it, like only us, and we don't have nobody else working on our truck. So, huge shout out to him. It definitely would not be possible without him. For my sponsors, I got to thank Tibbetts Lumber, Harbor Home Builders, A Store and Window. They definitely would not be possible without them. So, huge shout out to y'all, everybody that watches us race and cheers us all on. Thank you all.
Well, congratulations on a second place finish. Still the points leader. It is Grayson Greaves out of Florida. Thanks for joining us on the post race show. And that will bring the post race show to a close. Bryce Hobbs had to run, so we don't get time with him, I don't think, here on the post race show. But Bryce had a good race tonight early on before getting into the wall, and I think that just that really just changed his truck 100% and took him out of any shot that he might have had to run for a higher spot. So coming up in September on the 15th, it is Old Atlanta, race number 6 of our series. We are looking forward to that. Again, some big tracks on the schedule, and we close our season at Miami Homestead on December the 8th, but not before we hit a bunch of other tracks in between, including a visit back to Daytona on the 1st of December, which is where everything started for us this season. So this is the SWN Truck Series. Feel free to join us for our future races if you'd like to race with us. We do have our SWN iRacing community Discord. Feel free to join us, or you can reach us through the VBR Racing Network Discord and talk with Michael. He'll get you hooked up with us. We'd love to have you join us on the track in September for the balance of our season. Still 7 shows left after tonight. So if you are an iRacer and you're looking for something fun to do on Tuesday nights, you got a chance at a trophy if you can win, and media coverage as well. So until next time, for everyone at the VBR Racing Network and, of course, W Energy, our sponsor, feel free to join us again in September. Until then, have a great rest of your August and a great racing weekend, everyone. And stay tuned for more great racing every night on the VBR Racing Network, and a big race coming up on the 18th of September. A very special one as well. So stay tuned for that. Until next time, I'm Tom Baker from the North Wilkesboro Speedway. So long for now.
Came alive, engines singing while the fast ones drive. Crowd in the chat and the booth on fire. Lap after lap, taking it higher. Slide job goes through turns, one coming to. Every move felt like a headline view. Middle and nerve and a whole lot of heart from the first pace lap to the final part.